You can even check out an ice cream machine. Hi everyone, I'm a Japanese guy that moved to Helsinki, Finland 6 months ago from the United Kingdom, but I'm originally from Japan, and I'm starting this channel to share my experiences in Finland, kind of document that, and also share things about Japan, my home country. And today I wanted to share 3 things that I appreciate about Helsinki. And I've lived in Helsinki for 6 months now, and of course I haven't been able to see everything, or not even close. It's only been 6 months. But there are things that I've experienced that I've come to appreciate. And I've lived in Japan, where I was born, the United States and the UK, and now Finland. And there are things here that maybe I can't have elsewhere, or that I haven't seen or experienced in the places that I've lived outside of Finland so far. And the first thing is digital services. And what I mean by that is you can do a lot of administrative things online. And this is actually really big for me as someone who comes from Japan. And Japan, you might think it's really technologically advanced, and I've talked to many people that seem to have that impression, and it is true in some ways. There's cutting edge technology and things like that, but at the same time, when it comes to administration, a lot of it's done on paper still, and the fact that you can do so many different administrative things online is actually quite mind-blowing to me. And to do that, you do need this thing called strong authentication, which is tied to bank accounts. And opening a bank account is a hassle anywhere if you're moving to a new country, and in Finland as well, so you can't get that very easily. But once you get it, you open so many doors to these online services. And an example of that is healthcare, actually. There is this service that you can chat to nurses about your condition, and that platform you log in using this strong authentication, and you can send messages online about your symptoms, provided that it's not urgent. If it's urgent, maybe you'd want to call someone, but if it's not urgent and you hate calling people like me, it's a great service, and they might even ask you to call anyways after that discussion to book an appointment or something. But for me at least, knowing that someone is waiting for a call from me, that I'm not calling them not like unprovoked, but I'm calling out of the blue, makes a difference for me. The second one is their library services, specifically HELMET, which stands for Helsinki Metropolitan Area Libraries. It has a big central library in the center of Helsinki called Oodi, which opened to the public in December 2018, so it's still quite new. And in 2019, Oodi won the Public Library of the Year award at the International Federation of Library Associations, or should I say I guess. And it has things that you would expect from a library, like books, various kind of books, and workspaces and things like that. And it also has books in multiple languages, because Finland's national language is Finnish and Swedish, so it would naturally have books in those 2 languages, but it has a lot of books in English as well, and there's even a small corner that has languages from all over the world. But that's not all. It has many different things that you wouldn't expect from a library, such as a music studio that you can rent for free. That has instruments in it as well, so you can just reserve a music studio and just show up and then play music, or even record music. They have studios for recording music and things like that as well. So that's quite amazing. And they even have gaming rooms that you can reserve as well, that you just check out a video game, and you just use that space to play video games in a room that has a large TV screen. They also have so many different things that you can check out that you wouldn't expect from a library as well. And when I went to make my library card at my local library, the person who was serving me, the library staff, seemed really proud of what the library had to offer. And she told me, you can even check out an ice cream machine. And that was mind-blowing to me, that a library would have an ice cream machine. And honestly, I didn't believe it. So I had to go to the Helmet website and actually look it up. So the word for ice cream machine is jäätelökone in Finnish. Excuse my pronunciation. And I actually looked it up, and it was there. And someone had checked it out as well. And I've heard you can check out other things as well, such as tools and even cross-country skis. Welcome to Finland, I guess. And that's a level of service that I just had never encountered in Japan, the US, or the UK. And the third and final one is their level of English. And prior to moving here, I had heard that Finns speak really good English. But when I saw it in person, I was still surprised. And maybe it's because I live in the capital region, which is a bit more international, so maybe they're used to having non-Finnish speakers. And it's also just my experience here in the Helsinki capital region, so maybe it's a bit different if you go to rural areas of Finland. But at least here in Helsinki, even if you go to, let's say, your local supermarket, chances are the first person you talk to can help you out in English. And if not, they can probably direct you to someone that can answer your questions in English. And there are a good amount of English signage as well across the city. For instance, in public transit or nature walk information panels that go Finnish, Swedish, and English, I think in that order. You can find them scattered across the city on the nature trails. And I think Finnish and Swedish are required at least for signage that are done by a public authority, just because Finland and Swedish are Finland's national languages, and don't quote me on that. But you can also find English there as well, which I really appreciate as someone who is just starting to learn Finnish and don't really understand it yet. Granted, these days you have phones, so you can use Google Translate's camera function or something like that. And I just wanted to say that as a foreigner, I don't really want to take that for granted, because I don't want to be that person who goes into someone else's country and demand that you speak their language. I don't think that's right. But I really appreciate it because it makes me feel less like an outsider. And also the effort that different Finnish people make to speak with me and help me in English just makes me want to learn Finnish more and be able to communicate in their language. And I know this isn't everything, and this won't be everything either, but these are the three things that came to my mind when I thought about this topic. And I hope to keep making videos about Finland and Japan, and also those countries in relation to the US and the UK, all countries that I've lived in. So I hope you keep an eye out for future videos if you like this video. But for now, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in a different video. Bye!